My name is Jamie, and this is the vlog for January 14th, 2 days before my birthday. It's about 10 a.m. And as you can probably tell, I didn't sleep much last night. Kiddo woke up at about 1 a.m. after I tossed and turned a lot last night. I finally fell asleep around midnight. She woke up around 1:30 with an accident. So cleaned everything up, got her back to sleep at around 2:30. And she woke up again and got her back to sleep at around 3:30. And I finally crawled into my own bed around 4 a.m. So I had to be up at 7 to get her ready to go to school. And now I've had my breakfast and done my intention to-do list for today, and I'm finding that I don't have a ton on it outside of cleaning, which is kind of nice. And as tired as I am, I haven't been able to lift weights all week, and it's Thursday already. So I'm going to throw on some clothes and go into the gym and lift. Nothing that doesn't feel good. If it feels too heavy today, it feels too heavy today, and that's okay. So I like working out in my own gym. Like I said, I don't feel any pressure in there to perform for anybody. I can just crank my music and complain to myself and pick up some heavy stuff. Or in today's case, not so heavy stuff. I just got to keep moving. So I will probably treat myself to a nap today at some point. But what I want to vlog about is last night, my husband, and I think I've vlogged about this before, that video gaming is challenging as parents, as parenting goes. So it's been, I don't know. I don't have as much of an issue with it because, like I said, if I'm playing a game, it's because she's sitting next to me, watching me, telling me stories about the characters, cheering me on, trying to play herself. It's pretty rare that I play games. We did get into more game playing when she was recovering from surgery, but I just don't do a lot. I don't. If she is busy playing, I am usually cleaning or zoning out, surfing Facebook or something like that, and that's about it. So yeah. So when she's around, I'm on. Basically, I'm in mom mode. My husband can make sure she's okay and taken care of, and then sit down and with one headphone off and play his game and chat with his buddies while he's playing and all that. And so last night he had kind of an epiphany, and it was really encouraging and heartening to see. So what happened was he was playing a game, and it was his turn to put her to bed. So I got her out of the bath, and I got her in PJs, and I got her teeth brushed, trying to help out. Even though it's his night, it's fine. He just got his COVID vaccine 2 days ago now. So he's not feeling 110%. I get it. No big deal. So I get her changed, and I say, okay, go tell Daddy you're ready for stories. And she walks up to him and then goes into her room. And I'm like, hey, where are you going? She's like, well, Daddy's busy. Like, you can talk to him even though he's playing a game. Anything you have to say is more important than the game. And with some encouragement, she said, Dad, I'm ready for stories, and then went in her room. She didn't physically go up to him or interrupt him, but she said it. So I read a story to her, as I usually do, even when it's his night, because Mom. And he reads 2 stories to her afterwards and then puts her to bed. And I usually sit through the first one. So I was sitting there through the first story. We get it done, and she says goodnight to me. And then I hear my husband say, hey, we need to talk a little bit. Anything you have to say is more important than my video game. I am never too busy to not listen to you. So to listen to what you have to say. So please come and interrupt me. Bother me if you need something. It's not really a bother. And to hear her say okay and be all right with that was a huge step. Coming from someone who started parenting with that dad meme floating around on Facebook, with a dad holding a baby and holding the bottle and the controllers so he can still play his game while he's feeding the baby, and which is funny, but quite honestly, not cool. The reason, and just to get into some of the biology of it, the reason like breastfeeding is such a thing, aside from the immunoboosting properties and things like that, is there's a connection that goes on. And I'm not just talking physically, there's eye to eye connection. Kids need that. So if you're not looking and not paying attention when they're that small, you're already sending the message that I'll make sure you're good, but this requires my attention and this is more important than you right now. It's really interesting when you become a parent, like a lot of those subtleties I think that we overlook as adults come into play more and more, especially as she's gotten older. So I'm very proud that he took that approach with it, because I've wondered before why she doesn't come up and talk to him if she needs something. She'll wait an hour or more until I get home and then say something and be really upset and uncomfortable or whatever, because she's hungry or she's thirsty, but she didn't want to interrupt Daddy because he's busy. God bless her sweet little heart for not for trying to give us the ability to function. But yeah, it was a big moment, and I'm very proud of him and her for hashing that out. So I think today, instead of him coming home and playing games and the usual stuff, he's going to take her out to like a park or a walk, or take her out on her scooter because it's still not raining. There's all of that. It was a pretty cool moment, and I'm glad I stuck around for it. It was completely unprompted. It was I can't say I'm better at this parenting game. I'm different at this parenting game. And I have the history of being a trauma kid, so I'm a bit more aware, I think, than folks who haven't dealt with growing up in a family where you don't look like anybody else. Adoption, as wonderful as it is a thing born of trauma, and it's traumatic all around, and it's healing all around too. I mean, nothing is ever completely good or completely bad. And so I'm a proponent for adoption as an adoptee and as a trained foster parent. But anyway, I was very impressed. My husband comes from a family where his parents got divorced when he was a teenager. And he had lots of siblings and stuff that kind of helped take care of him along the way and things like that. So he had a very heavy support net, even though maybe the parents weren't the support net as he got older. But his sisters were. So anyway, to my surprise, he did book a hotel for Saturday night, my birthday. So we've got our house sitter lined up. We've got a hotel lined up. So we're going to just get the heck out of Dodge and enjoy the big city for one night. Kiddo is super excited about that. She loves seeing the big buildings and stuff. I think it's one of those things where you always like the opposite of where you grew up. So if you grew up in a city, the country life may end up appealing to you. If you grew up in the country, maybe the city life seems more exciting. So we'll be someplace else, enjoying somewhere else where there's no chore waiting to be done for one day. Which sounds like heaven right now, because I could totally use a nap in a bed that I don't have to make. So with that said, 8 minutes in, I better get dressed and go work out before I lose my resolve. It's a pretty beautiful day out today, a little bit on the cloudy side, but today is so far pretty good. Hopefully tomorrow will be even better.